So here we are on Memorial Day weekend 2020, the quintessential American holiday, which usually signals the start of the lazy days of summer, beach fun, and backyard barbecues. The day itself recognizes the military heroes who gave their lives so we can live freely and do these very things. We honor them by observing parades, displaying the American flag, visiting cemeteries and memorials, pausing at 3 p.m. to remember the fallen, and thanking God there were heroes willing to die for the rest of us. But this Memorial Day is different. America has been brought to her knees by an invisible enemy, instilling fear and panic. We were helpless, intentionally uninformed, as we watched this enemy spread from China to Europe to the United States. We buckled and bowed to unknown science and to models that were more wrong than right. I'm not criticizing anyone. They were doing their best to protect us. But authoritarian governors and local officials looking to flex their pathetic muscles to keep us on lockdown are another story. New York City and LA are still on lockdown. Democrat LA Mayor Garcetti says LA will not fully reopen until there's a vaccine, and schools will probably not reopen until kids can get tested weekly. Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom in line with him. And Democrat Governor Andrew Cuomo never figured out that seniors need to be isolated and protected. And he did nothing when complaints were made and people begged that COVID-infected patients not be put into nursing homes and long-term care facilities where 5,800 seniors died. Curious, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis in Florida, with 2 million more people than New York, criticized mercilessly by the left for not doing enough early on, only lost 1,000 seniors, although one is too many. But he knew to protect and isolate those seniors. All the while, Governor Cuomo spent his time pontificating about New York's need for ventilators, which in the end he didn't need, and naval ships, which in the end were virtually empty, and the Javits Center returned back from a hospital to its original convention center. Democrat Governor Pritzker of Illinois refuses to protect the religious freedom of congregants in his state. Last Sunday, at least 3 churches were hit with fines for holding services in Chicago, while liquor stores, marijuana dispensaries, and Home Depot are wide open because they are considered essential businesses. Now, Americans instinctively want out of the chains that lock us in our homes, that force a virtual house arrest upon us, that won't allow us to attend church, and seek to economically punish those of us who prefer to work for our families and our future. And now more than 600 doctors have had enough, sending a letter to President Trump calling the widespread state orders keeping businesses closed and kids home from school from a mass casualty incident with exponentially growing health consequences. But then again, I told you this weeks ago. For some, there will simply be no business to rebuild. For others, there will be no coming back from the depths of depression, alcohol, or drug abuse. Canceled elective surgeries, prolonged enormous physical pain, suffering, and further stress and depression. For every percentage drop in employment, there are 5,000 to 10,000 deaths occurring. Depression, suicide, domestic violence, child abuse, resurgence of alcoholism, drug addiction, loss of hope, battered women locked at home with their abusers, abused children not being identified or protected because they cannot go to school. Now, even the front cover of the New York Post read, "It needs to end now." The Big Apple is dying. Its streets are empty. Tens of thousands have been plunged into poverty. Our leaders have no plans, no answers. You know, New Yorkers have already learned to socially distance. Folks, we are past the danger zone, and Americans know it. They feel it. And in some states, they are willing to come out and protest the totalitarian orders of politicians in Michigan, Illinois, California, and New York. And the question that so many Americans ask, was it necessary for government to completely shut down in the first place? That question doesn't really need to be answered now. What's done is done. But the question that does need to be answered now is why any part of America is shut down. We no longer need it. We know the danger. We know what to do. The elderly can isolate. We've got this. There is no longer justification for this lockdown. The curve bended. Hospitals are not overwhelmed. So what are we waiting for? And don't tell me a vaccine. We don't know when and if that will happen. But the divide is clear. The left seizes on a nanny state, authoritarian approach to keep you scared, home, and down. And that includes hiding Joe Biden in the basement as they gleefully move toward their siren song of socialism. The right wants you to choose your destiny, your path, and your future. We don't want to be told how much we need to live on or how to live. We are a capitalist society. We know the dangers and we know how to live. And we will not allow the left to use this pandemic any longer to infringe on our constitutional rights, our freedom of speech, the right to exercise our religion, and our civil liberties to peacefully address the wrongs of government. In the words of Ronald Reagan, government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives. So, on this Memorial Day weekend, as we recognize, respect, and honor those who died defending these very rights, it is important that we reaffirm our faith in this nation, that it is indeed the home of the free because of the brave. So as we pledge allegiance to the American flag, we recognize two things. The flag does not fly because the wind moves it. It flies with the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it, written by unknown. And two, that we are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And that means deciding how we will live our lives.